Toddy from Toddy's Little Nook. Welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. As you guys can see, I am booked and busy. And that is what this year is all about for me. In 2026, I have committed to my back to book challenge where I slow down, relax, reset, and do that while committing time to reading actual physical copies of urban fantasy books from the early 2000s and the 90s. There's a couple of extra picks in there as well. So I'm going to get right into it. If you have been watching my previous videos, you guys know that my January selection that I randomly picked was or is Moonfall by Patricia Briggs. It's the Mercy Thompson series that was back in the early 2000s. The book is about a skinwalker named Mercedes. She is a mechanic in the Tri-Cities, which is the fictitious town that this story takes place in. And I am already 4 chapters in. Now, I know the last time I talked to you guys, I was just starting chapter 2. And I had committed to reading every other day in the morning and the evening. Well, let's just say I'm almost at chapter 5. I did the best I could. I should be up to 10 by now, but the book is getting really good. The storyline, again, it's like a refresher read for me. And I'm remembering things and seeing things that I know for sure, and then other things I forget, and I'm looking at things from a new perspective now that I'm a little bit more mature reader. So, so while I didn't get to stick to the schedule that I wanted to, I am moving along and still plan to review this book at the end of January to see if it will be a classic that stands the test of time. Basically, the reason why I've been kind of a little slow with it is, as I mentioned before, I was studying for exam for my work and I passed it. So excited. So I could spend more time getting into this book right here. Now, one word that I want to say about this book as I work my way through is trope. This idea of the government knows about us kind of trope that comes up in urban fantasy often. I'm gonna be honest, it's not one of my favorite tropes. I kind of don't like when the storyline takes a turn into like the humans know and a government agency or some science agency is trying to do some test on us and things like that. So not to give too many spoilers, but that becomes a large part of this book. So again, I am almost 5 chapters in, and I do think that this book does a good job with that trope though. So it's not a turn off. It's like really wondering what this is going to be like and how is Mercy and her companions and her is this a spoiler? Wolf pack. So just to get into it, Mercy is a mechanic, as I said, in Tri-Cities, which is the fictitious town that she's in, and there is a leader, alpha of a wolf pack there. So I'm going to have you read it if you haven't already, or refresh on how she's associated with this wolf pack. But part of her journey is trying to help someone out that she comes across. So that's where we're at right now, trying to see how these 3 segments of her life that just kind of newly burst in, the companion, and of course the evil science government that knows about the supernatural, preternatural creatures in the book, and of course this wolf pack that she's kind of aligned with. So it's been good, and I'm going to encourage you to grab a copy of this if you can, the actual paper copy, but if not, any copy will do, to read along and comment on what you think is going to happen and if this book could potentially be a classic after all these years in the urban fantasy genre. Okay, so let's get into the Back to Book Challenge. As I mentioned before, I have been doing everything in my power to get physical copies of books that potentially have not been in active circulation for 10 plus, some of these 20 years. And it has been interesting, to say the least. Um, I think it's interesting, or I want to say, like, just amazing sometimes when I look back, that when we set our intentions to do something, we might have a straight line of what we think is going to happen, but so many other things come about. Like, you say, oh, I want to reset. You say, I want to slow down. Well, that's exactly what this is causing me to do. Like, I'm walking through bookstores, I'm searching through catalogs and online bookstores, trying to find physical copies and doing exactly what I set out to do, because this is making me feel like I've done bounced back into the 1900s. Okay, this is truly nostalgia mixed with frustration. So what's been happening is I had about, I want to say, 9 books to get, because some of them I've already had on my bookshelf, like Twilight, like Fourth Wing. And so I didn't have to get physical copies of those books. However, the ones that I did, I kind of tried to first start with local bookstores, and none of them had them actively available. So then I went online to some of the book outlets, and of course, the distributors that still sell the books. And I ordered all the rest of the books from different places. I want to say like 3 different places, like Book Outlet, Amazon, also a local bookstore here that has also is kind of like just in our region, and they have several locations, and they will send out a book. So my one here didn't have it. So anyway, I'm getting all these packages in the mail. It's like so confusing. And they're coming and they're coming. And then there would be times where like I would get a notification or email stating that my package was delivered for a book. And then when I would check online, it would still say, like on the tracking, that it's out for delivery or processing. Such the case with Cashil's Dart. Okay, I have 2 copies of this. The other, that bad boy is either being given away, I have to think about that, or being sent back. I even had, so Dark Lover has been one that I have been like so frustrated. So where I got it from, I think it was, I can't remember exactly where I got it from, but I got a notification saying that it was delivered. I never saw it. I never saw the package. And then so I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. And when I tried to reach out to them, they're like, you need to really contact your local postal because they're responsible for it. They said they didn't deliver it. So then I think 2 days later, I got another notification for, I think it was Surrender the Dark. And I kind of was like happy, excited, and went to get the package, and it had the logo of the, store that I brought it from. And I opened it, and it was I was like, oh my God, Dark Lover. And it was not Dark Lover. So it just, all of it is a little bit confusing. And I realized that it probably shouldn't be that confusing, but because of the fact that the books are older. So I'm just glad it is causing me to focus and kind of do things I haven't done in a long time, and recognize, those outstanding questions about books and publishing and the future of being able to tell stories. Even with popular books that you can get from the bookstore, I think it just caused me to, think about where we're heading and how these books, sometimes when I think about them, or the characters, the ones that I've read or that I've heard about and other people talk about, seems like it was only like 5 years ago, but really it's been so long. And these books are now in a phase where they could potentially be classics, and that is why I'm doing my back to books. One of the reasons, to see if some of these books stand the test of time. And it's a little bit of nostalgia and a little bit of cozy. I'm in my cozy era, trying to balance work and life, and really enjoy myself and getting back into some of the things I love, which includes reading. So I look forward to taking this journey with you guys and continuing on and finishing out my January book. Guys, what day is this? We only have 1 week left of January, and I have to read how many chapters? Let's see that's one thing I didn't check to see how many chapters this book has. It has about 12 to probably 15 chapters, something like that. and I am almost on chapter 5. So I really have to dedicate to my schedule. Might have to do 2 chapters day and night. I'll do that math later, but I just want to encourage you guys, if you want to join in on this journey, you want to follow, please like this video and subscribe, because I would love to have conversations about what is happening here. So thank you guys for listening, and once again, thank you for stopping by. Until next time.